Yes, it's Coffee and welcome back to my channel. It's quite the change, isn't it? Stood up and just thought I'd give this a go, because I've never stood up for video apart from when I've been doing the vlogs and all that. But anyway, yeah. So as I said, I did have a request to do a video on hair straighteners, and I know for men's hair care, it can be, it can be not as popular. If that's the best way of putting it. But you know what? In the past I've used hair straighteners, and to be fair, even though I've not used them since, they're actually, I got some pretty good results from it. So without me waffling on too much, let's straight into the video, because I'm actually going to explain the good points and bad points about hair straighteners, and I'm even going to show you a couple of ways of how to use them. So let's go straight into the video. Okay, right, so I'm going to start off with the bad points. Let's get the bad points out of the way first. So, if you're using a hair straightener, obviously, they produce, really, really high heat. So you're gonna, burn your hair if you leave them on too long. If you've got a hairdryer and you can burn your hair from that, you can burn your scalp with that. Hair straightener is definitely going to burn your hair with that, isn't it? Another thing, and the same thing, they get hot far too quickly. If you plug them in, and you can change the temperature, I'm pretty sure, on them, but if you leave them, on quite a high heat, and then you go down and make, a cup of tea, someone to boil the kettle while you're waiting for them to heat up, then they're going to get hot way too fast. So always be around them when you're about to use hair straighteners. So, I'm gonna be covering a lot of heat during the bad points, because that's one of the main points, or one of the main things that a hair straightener produces, heat. But it's long-term damage from the heat that a hair straightener produces. The heat that it's produced, you're gonna have long-term hair damage, drier ends, from your hair, drier ends, split ends and whatnot, and it's just going to create a long-term damage for your hair if you're using it on too high heat, or if you want to use it on on a really, really high heat setting, you can do. But if you have it on too high and leave it on your hair for too long, it's going to cause long-term damage for your hair. Well, not guaranteed, but it's most likely going to cause long-term damage for your hair. I think I've covered that bit. So two more for the bad points. It's going to cause added frizz. Now we all know how not as good. Oh, I've got a loose nail. We all know how not as good hair can look. It's really, really frizzy. So especially if we're in the heat and whatnot, hot, warmer weather and stuff. Hair goes all frizzy, and and you can it's like you'd be electrocuted sort of thing, isn't it? But it's going to produce a lot more frizz if you use a hair straightener, which you don't really want. Finally, in the bad points is time consuming, and it's kind of an obvious thing. If you're you're getting ready for your night out, for job interview, for a date, whichever it may be, you want to use your hair straighteners, it's going to be really time consuming. So like I've said in a previous video, always give yourself a lot more time than you reckon you might need, because you never know if you're going to get your hairstyle wrong, or if it's going to take a lot longer to heat up, depending on what setting that you're using. Then always give yourself a lot more time to get ready, and that's kind of common sense anyway, though, isn't it? Yeah, I've actually got a bit of a dodgy nail, so and I caught it before I was doing all that, so I just had to put plaster on, but I'll cut that bit out. Yeah, so that was bad points, and I finished off on time consuming there, which is not it's not ideal. So always give yourself a lot longer than you'd want to when you're getting ready, and if you're not out, or whichever it may be, if you're going to and you're using hair straighteners, you more time. Anyway, so on to the good points now about hair straighteners. Forgotten it now. Yeah, it gives your hair full control, or a lot more control of your hair if you're using a hair straightener. Straighter it is, and even when you're using that amount of heat, your hair is going to listen to you a lot more. Same like, you know what I've said about the blow dry, I point over there for some reason, you know, and I've explained about why blow dry is good for your hair. If you're using maximum heat on your hair, it's going to listen to you a lot more. It's going to give you a lot more control, especially when you're styling it as well. It's going to give you a lot more control on your hair. So full control, very good. You can achieve maximum volume. With using a hair straightener, as well as using a blow dryer, of course. But you know, when you're using it, and you're pulling it up and up, it's gonna let you go sky. You're gonna have sky high volume from the hair straightener, and plus, you know, when it's like pressing against the hair, that amount of heat, it's gonna listen to the you know, it's gonna listen to you a lot more when you're using it. Also, it gives a different look. If you're bored of the same old thing then, and you feel like you want to try something different, or whichever it may be, then it gives you that different look. You might even surprise yourself if you're wanting to use a hair straightener and you think, oh, I've never used a hair straightener before, I suppose I'll try a different look. You might actually surprise yourself. One of my favourite points from using a hair straightener is that you can achieve an amazing slick back. And I keep referring to this channel, but in hair care world, but like Sir Bluemon, he done a video on a slick back hair, and one of his techniques was use a hair straightener, and he achieved the most amazing slick back from it. So yeah, if you're well into your slick back hair, or silk a comb over, for example, you know, just going straight back, you want to keep it slick. Hair straightener, I would highly recommend. It will make it as slick as I don't know, but it'll make it proper slick. Yeah, it's good for people that have wavy and curly hair. Right, you know, if you obviously know that, you know, if you're styling your hair and you've got curly hair, it's like impossible to get it straight. Well, it feels impossible anyway, because that's your hair. That's part of your unique genetics. If you're using a hair straightener on your wavy / curly hair, on a fresh head of hair, so after you've washed it, after it's been damp, dried, you know, blow dried and everything. Once you've blow dried it, it's all 100% dry. Oh, and that's another thing. Always make sure that your hair is 100% dry before you use it, because it won't work at all. It'll be a bit of a disaster if you use it on damp hair. So not wet hair, not wet hair at all. Not even on damp hair. Always make sure your hair is 100% dry before you use the hair straightener. So back onto my point. Always, yeah, if you've got curly to wavy to curly hair, it's great for achieving much more straightened hair using a hair straightener. Believe it or not, and it's actually going back on itself at this point, is hair straightener can actually achieve that really good curly hairstyle. I know you can get a perm and you can use like curlers and whatnot, but hair straightener, if you haven't got the money for a perm, or you know, if you're on a budget and you haven't got the money for like curlers, or you know, you can actually use a hair straightener to actually curl it. I've never done it personally, but you know, you'd wrap your hair around, you know, whichever section of hair you want to curl, you'd wrap it around and then just slowly curl it. But yeah, you can actually achieve curly hair from hair straighteners. Pretty good, isn't it? So I've actually got another good point, and this is the final point. I'm actually going to explain how to use a hair straightener. I've actually got a hair straightener with me there. I thought I did put it over there, but so over there now. And these hair straighteners I've got, or I've not used these in ages. In fact, I've never used these, but these are Bayless hair straighteners. And this isn't sponsored at all, by the way, because I mentioned the brand name, didn't I? You can see it there. Bayless, if you can. Yeah. Okay, so what you do is, right, so your most common way, or the most like known way, or go-to way to use a hair straightener is to, you just go in like, if I just open up my hair, just go something like, I can't even get it out myself now. No, that's how I use it. Okay, so he's going, oh, yeah, got it. She's going long ways, wouldn't you? Sideways and straighten it. But a tip that I learned is if you actually go in, separate the hair a bit, going sideways, so you're covering more, and then straighten it up like that. You're actually covering more area, doing it that way instead of that way. Yeah, so, and they weren't plugged in either, so I wasn't feeling any heat from that at all. Anyway, yeah, so they are the points about a hair straightener. I know, as I said at the start of the video, I know for males a hair straightener can be perceived as, nah, I'd rather not use a hair straightener, but they actually do have their good and bad points. But they do actually have their good points, even though they're known for their not so good points, heat, etc. And I'll give you a bit of a chuckle now, because for my year 11 prom, I actually straightened my hair, but it was a completely different style of hair. I know to use a hair straightener now for a better style of hair, i.e., or for example, the slick back look, so or even the volumised hairstyle. But yeah, if you want to have something to giggle at, here's what I done on my year 11 prom for this. It's terrible, that, wasn't it? I was 15, I think I was then. Anyway, yeah, so this was the request that I was asked to do. I quite enjoyed that, and you know what, I quite enjoyed standing up for a video as well. I seem a bit more professional now and seem a bit more on that YouTube kind of level, but anyway, yes, if you can like and subscribe, that would be class. I'll link my podcasts down below, because if you're new to this channel, excuse me, I actually do weekly podcasts of dance and rave music, where I mix them all different styles. So if you're interested in dance and rave music, I'll link it down below for you. Anyway, yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I have again, and for now, it's me, and I'm off until the next video. Stay safe, rave safe. Bye.